Hello, it's Jang here with a look at a LEGO City set. This is the Deep Sea Operation base set. Comes with 907 pieces. I really like the look of this main base section, especially with the support girders, the way that they're nice and textured and exposed like that. There's not too much yellow used here, but there's plenty enough. It just looks really good. But you can also completely reconfigure the shape of the thing by just folding it back like this. See, that's a completely different shape now. It just fits into a different space. I like that as well. Just both of them I think look good. Nice use of the bubble style canopies, 2 of those. Air tanks on the outside, which are intended to be replaceable, so you can take out one that is empty or that's running low and then replace it with something new. Little lights around different spots. You can definitely see directly in there. There's plenty of light that comes through. I appreciate that. If they had covered it up completely, then you wouldn't be able to see the minifigure through the little bubble canopy there. One single sticker on the outside right there, no big deal. A couple of lights that again you can just adjust with the angles there. Another tank, and then this is a nice little sealed hatch over here, which is built sideways. It's kind of small, but it's big enough for minifigs to crawl through, but I'm not sure exactly what it's going to. You don't really have an airlock on this set. That's one thing that's kind of missing. And when you look at it from the back side, it's also missing a wall entirely. Well, like I said, having that open means that you're able to get light in there that you can see from both sides, but it kind of makes it tough to imagine this being a closed up lab. Inside, various computer terminals and consoles. Those are stickers applied to tiles. Kind of tough to see this one over on this side, but you can see there are some post-it notes there, and it appears that they are searching for some sort of mermaid or merman. Here's the one in the center, which is letting you know that your air supply is getting a little bit low, although I don't know what the 89% is, and do note that the percent sign is intended to come before the number here. This is not an upside down sticker. And then over on this side, you just have a flashlight and a spear gun there, and this is the inside of that built up hatch where you can get in and out. The rest of this over here is kind of a staging area and also a place for your submersibles to come in and to dock. And there's a nice crane overhead, and that can actually slide forward and back pretty nicely, and it has a little winch on it so you can let this down. It has a hook at the end of it, and that can be hooked up to many of the submersibles in this theme. Pick it up and then bring it in and drop it off back there. 2 submersibles are included in this set, and this is the larger one with the sealed cabin on it. It's got 2 arms. One of them has a cutter at the end. The other is just a little pincher that can hold on to anything that's the size of a bar or the side of a plate, any regular Lego plate. Stickers on the side, 1 sticker up there on the top to give it its number. Little thrusters on the back, little propellers that you can spin around. Had a respectable build. I think that the build was a little bit nicer than the end result. It was more enjoyable to put it together than it was to see it all completed, because this looks a little bit boxy to me, and it's a little bit strange that it's rounded on the back underneath and then switches to more of just a flat rectangular kind of section. It does have that same large bubble canopy as you saw on the base, and that can be opened up, of course, to give you access to the cabin section. And in there, a couple more stickers on the sides to give you details of consoles, and once again, note the use of the percent sign before the number. The other submersible in the set is a little less interesting, I think. This is intended to carry cargo, so here you've got a spare air tank, or one that's being brought down from the surface on a resupply mission. This one has just a big hoop over the top, which you can hook onto with the hook from the crane. A couple of thrusters on the back. This one has no sealed canopy, so you just have to kind of use it as an underwater little scooter. I love the 2x2 round bricks, which have the Technic pinhole going all the way through. It's used for these air tanks and also used down here. They put the smaller pins through there. You just see coming out. So you've got those in 2 colors. It's an effective thing, but this is really utilitarian. The seaplane is the other big assembly in the set, and this one is different. It's not entirely normal the way that it's built, the way that it looks. I appreciate the use already of one of the space shuttle, the new style of space shuttle canopies, which looks a lot better in dark blue than I expected it to. It looks a lot better as just a regular plain front section. I thought that it was always going to look like just a different colored version of a space shuttle, but to me it actually doesn't, and this is a really smart use of just a small sticker on either side. I wish it was a little bit more opaque so the yellow color would match better, but I think it looks pretty nice. Got your engine pods up high, floats out at the edge. Of course, it's a seaplane, so the entire thing is intended to land on the water. My favorite thing about this build, though, is definitely the way that they put the doors in sideways, and it opens upward, and it's got the exact same thing on the other side, so you can see straight through, and that gives you a good use of the space inside. It's a pretty wide open space, you know, not a lot of waste. I think that the only waste in the entire build is actually right up in there behind the windows. Large vertical stabilizer on the tail, and then just the use of wedge plates for the horizontal surfaces. And there you can see a number of the larger molded pieces, like this piece back here that's used for a number of larger helicopters and also other planes. I also like that they went with the rounded edges, the rounded corners on the wing tips. I think this is the first time they've done that sort of shape on a minifig scale aircraft. I don't know if it fits with the style of the rest of this plane, but I do appreciate the technique and just, you know, varying things up. There you can see that exact same shape used again inboard. Of course, this entire one-piece canopy section comes off, and there you just see your one pilot, and he's got a steering wheel. Here are the first three minifigures, the pilot on the left and then two researchers on the right. The one on the far right is obviously me. My favorite figure here is definitely the pilot. I like the color scheme, I like the torso. I appreciate the fact that the torso print doesn't have anything that's specific to the deep sea theme. You know, you could just imagine that being used for anything. And then you get two divers with two completely different outfits, two completely different color schemes, different suits, different air tanks. Got the classic space air tanks on the left. There's the rest of the torso print, so you can see those more clearly, and also the guy on the right has some pretty nice torso print on the front that is normally kind of hidden away. While none of the minifigures have names, this animal actually does have an official name. It's Gray Shark, Shark Gray. And it is a gray shark, a shark that is gray. The last thing in this set is this little seabed terrain assembly, which I really think is on the small side for the size of the entire set. The general idea here is that you would come along with your larger submersible, use its saw arm to cut the chain, even though the chain isn't attached down here, and then you would pull down the steel grate here to give you access to the treasure chest inside. Once you get the treasure chest out, you would use your deep sea diver with his crowbar to open that up, and inside you would find your prize. 3 different colors of gems and 1 bar of gold. So summing things up, again, I really like the base section, though I do wish they had put a wall on the back of the lab area of it with just a lot of flat windows just to give you the feeling that it's actually sealed up in there. The submersibles, I think, are fine. They're just not great. The plane, I think, is fine to good, but honestly, I wish that this had been split up into two sets instead, with the plane mostly separated out, because I feel like it doesn't really play all that well with the rest of the stuff that's here. You know, when you're playing with the base and you're playing with the submersibles, you are underwater. You are in that underwater space. You're down on the seabed. When you bring the plane into the scene, like you see it here, well, what is it landing on? That's supposed to be the surface over there. You have to take it way far away to kind of imagine the different areas, the different scenes. And you know, bringing in a tank of air or taking out a single chest of some treasure, I feel like it's just not enough. I would have preferred a smaller, cheaper set without the plane. I've shared my thoughts. Now it's your turn to share yours by leaving a comment down below with your opinions of the set. For answers to commonly asked general questions, be sure to check the video description and check back on my channel again soon, because more videos are on the way.